What's up, guys? This is Nathan here. Um, Today, well, obviously, I haven't been on this channel in a long time, but if any of you are here from my younger brother, I am the original Hitman. It's kind of a childish thing to say now that I am an adult, um, and all that's behind me, but I do have something I want to talk about today, and it's been really bothering me. Um, It's about Call of Duty and the direction that it's heading. Now, I've made a video about this before. Um, it got some views, I guess. But it's obviously about Infinite Warfare, or more importantly, Infinity Ward. Now, this is more of a speculation instead of rumor or truth or fact, so don't take this as fact or anything. But the speculations going around is, will Activision fire Infinity Ward for making any more Call of Duties and replace them with Raven software? If you look at Infinity Ward, they've made games, or they've made some of the best Call of Duties ever. Call of Duty 4, obviously, they have Modern Warfare Remastered now, which is a game I love. Modern Warfare Remastered especially, they did a great job with that. Modern Warfare 2 is my first Call of Duty, and it's my favorite Call of Duty to this day. And I love it. I do. These are games, I'm really passionate about this game because I've been playing the game since I was 11 or 12. Modern Warfare 2, I'm so passionate about this game. I've gotten every single game since since Black Ops 1 at pre-order, and since I was old enough, I've been going to the midnight releases, every single one. So actually, it wasn't very long ago. It was only Ghosts. I think Ghosts was the first one I went to, which is a heck of a game to start at because that game really wasn't that good. But the passion's there. People from that started on all those old Call of Duty games. They're considered OGs, I guess. I can see where they're coming from because I've been and played every single Call of Duty from year to year. I didn't play much Ghosts. I only made it through 2 prestiges and then quit. Advanced Warfare, I liked Advanced Warfare personally, but the majority of the community really hated it. A lot of people, it's a lot more disliked than Ghost these days. And Ghost, in my opinion, is the worst Call of Duty, which is an Infinity Ward Call of Duty now. That's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss Infinity Ward and their future in this series. Now, thinking about it, Infinity Ward, they used to be the golden boy of the series. Modern Warfare series is, well, it's a debatable. If that or Black Ops is the best series ever to come out of the Call of Duty, the golden age of Call of Duty, I guess is what I'll call it, because that's when it was at its best. But obviously I like Black Ops and Black Ops 2 now. I think that Raven may well get a shot to create their own original Call of Duty title. I think that's very possible. I think they have such a good track record with Call of Duty. They have so much experience. They've been working on it since Black Ops, just in the shadow in some of the games. But they created Call of Duty Online, which is the Chinese version of online Call of Duty. If you want to see it and haven't seen it yet, FaZe Apex has uploaded a lot of videos on the game. I'm sure there's other YouTubers, and it looks great. No complaints. Nobody ever complains about it. You need to be in China to play it, or you need to have a VPN or something that changes your location to China. So Infinity Ward, they've been very disliked recently. I think, if anything, Raven will replace Infinity Ward if it comes to it, because Infinity Ward is not very is they're not on good terms with the Call of Duty community. Like, they don't really listen to the community very much. Like, their last two games, Call of Duty Ghost and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, are arguably the two worst in the series. Sledgehammer, they've only made one game that was futuristic. They were kind of stuck there because that was the time when nobody was really... Well, that was when everybody started to hate the futuristic era. And their game was in development. And they kind of went all out with it. But next game, 99% of the time, or 99.9% will be boots on the ground. And it's Sledgehammer's turn, so I'm willing to give them a chance with a boots on the ground Call of Duty. Because if they don't do a boots on the ground Call of Duty, they're going to kill the series. And I honestly believe that because of the way things have gone with Infinite Warfare. And the fact that there's record low numbers for the series on this Call of Duty than any other Call of Duty. The fact they had to release 2 games this year to sell their actual game, it says a lot. There's all kinds of people on Modern Warfare Remastered. I play it all the time. There's so many people on there. You'll always find a game on Infinite Warfare. Where I live, it's a little bit harder to find a game. So yeah, there's that. So, will Infinity Ward be replaced? Now, what they could do, they could go to a 4-year cycle. It's not a bad idea, but it's unlikely. Because you'll be waiting another 3... Well, once your favorite creator is done, like we'll just use Treyarch for example. If your favorite is Treyarch, they create a game, goes to the next person, which is Infinity Ward, or maybe Raven, depending on if they did it that way. Raven, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and back to Treyarch. You'll be waiting 3 years for a new game from your favorite developer. Like, you know how like each Call of Duty game has their own feel? Like when I say that, like, you know how Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, you can tell it's from the same developer, but if you compare like Modern Warfare 2 to like Black Ops 2, it does not feel the same. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, Infinity Ward, they're not very liked by the community right now. Let's just be honest. Treyarch are probably the best standing in the Call of Duty community because they haven't done anything wrong. Okay, they really haven't. Like Black Ops 3, it was okay. It was definitely the worst out of the 3 Black Ops games, but it was okay. The zombies really did a whole lot for that game. So yeah, they're the best standing. So if Activision decided, you know what, let's let Raven have a go. If they decided that, Treyarch would be safe. I honestly hope they come back with a World at War II as their next Call of Duty game, which is very possible. Sledgehammer, they haven't really had a good crack at it yet. As I said, they made Advanced Warfare, which wasn't very liked, but they haven't had a real chance to like show the community what they can do. Infinity Ward, they've been in Call of Duty since the beginning. So after Modern Warfare 2, they kind of went downhill. Like they fired like their maps. I think a big thing with Call of Duty is the maps. The maps are different. They are like after Modern Warfare 2, like Modern Warfare 2 maps, they were brilliant. Like if you look at all those maps, they're perfect. Like Afghan was a great map. High Rise. I don't want to say Wasteland because it wasn't a great map. Scrapyard, even Rust, which was a very small map, one of the smallest in history, were great. You don't see that type of creativity in the maps from Ghost and Infinite Warfare. The maps aren't as good, especially in Ghost. Ghost, like, it was like a dark game. Like, all the maps they released were dark. It's hard to explain. Like, Carnival from Modern Warfare 2. That's a great example. Very colorful map. It was great. Okay? You don't see that from the new games in Infinite Warfare or Infinity Ward games. Modern Warfare 3 was okay. Okay, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That was acceptable for a Call of Duty title. A lot of people liked it. Some people didn't, but It's not like Ghosts and even especially Infinite Warfare, where everybody does not like Infinite Warfare. Because I know some people that do like Ghosts. It's a small minority, but there's some. There probably isn't 1,000 people that like Infinite Warfare. Well, that's probably a little bit of a understatement. There's probably not even 10,000 people that like Infinite Warfare. What do I think? I think it's okay. You know, they released it unfinished. They had 3 years, no, 2 years to make that game. No, 3 years. I was right, 3 years. 3 years to make their new title. They don't even have leaderboards. They don't have a combat record. They don't have the custom emblem editor. They're missing a lot of key elements in their game. And they just released it unfinished. I think they hurried it. You know, they brought back all the stuff from Advanced Warfare that nobody liked, like supply drops. They brought back the weapon. The weapon variants was a big one because that was an Advanced Warfare that dropped out in Black Ops 3. Everybody hated the weapon variants. It gave people unfair advantages to the worst players, I guess. Like, say, we'll use Advanced Warfare for example. Say you have the ASM1 regular, and you're like the best player in the game. Say you have like a 4 kill death, and the other person on the other team has an ASM1 speakeasy with like a .5 kill death, and you come face to face. He has a very good shot at winning. All he's got to do is shoot at you, and down the sight and shoot at you, and if you're shooting back, you're not going to win that gunfight. So that's why people don't like weapon variants. And what they did was they brought him back. Sure, they brought him back in lesser numbers, but they brought him back to Infinite Warfare, and that a lot of people do not like that about Infinite Warfare. Gun variants, they brought back COD points, which was in Black Ops 3, but buying things like supply drops with Call of Duty points, that goes back to Advanced Warfare. Even though they didn't have COD points, you bought the supply drops individually, but they brought that back. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are mad at Infinity Ward because they fail to listen to the community. Raven, on the other hand, have made Modern Warfare Remastered, and they've perfected it. Like, they haven't changed the core. They've kept the core basics that everybody loves from Call of Duty 4. Sure, there's some problems with collaterals and stuff, but they're actually looking into it. They even ran a test. They put it up on YouTube. For everybody to see, like, where they tested like collateral. Sure, they got the test wrong, but that's not the point. The point is they actually took time to look into it and make the test, which is more I could say for any other developer in Call of Duty. So what I'm saying here is it's very possible that Infinity Ward, over their last 2 Call of Duties being extreme failures, could get taken out for Raven Software. And to be honest with you, at this point, I don't oppose. Since Modern Warfare 2 or even Modern Warfare 3, they've done awful. They've definitely... Treyarch has beat them so bad recently. Sledgehammer obviously haven't had a good shot, but Treyarch have been in it since Black Ops right after Modern Warfare 2. They've been beating them real bad. Black Ops 2 is one of the best Call of Duty games of all time. That came out right after Modern Warfare 3, which was an okay game, and the next game was Ghost Infinity Ward. Not very many people liked it. I say about 5% of the community did. So that's what I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about Infinity Ward, what they've been doing wrong, and what Raven's been doing right, why I think Infinity Ward might get fired, and they might be replaced with Raven Software. They could go to the 4-year system, but that's very unlikely. The more likely option is they get rid of Infinity Ward for Raven, or they may not change anything. Who knows? Raven might just keep making remasters. So, yeah, that's it for today's video. If you wouldn't mind, drop a like. It would really help me out. Subscribe if you haven't and you really like this video. I might post more in the future. I know I'm not very active, but you know, yeah, I'm an adult. School and work and stuff. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you later. Bye.